Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey everyone, ladies and gentlemen, please sit down and turn off your phone because today I'm gonna share stories called The Tuhu-Tuhu Bird and the Crow from West Nusa Tenggara. But first of all, let me introduce myself first. Hello, my name is Alicia and I'm 12 years old. Then the stories begins now. Once upon a time, in the beautiful green forest filled with life, there lived many kinds of birds, each with their own personalities. Some birds were hardworking, some were arrogant, and some were wise and kind-hearted. Among the tall trees and the green leaf, there was a small bird called the Tuhu-Tuhu bird. Although its body was small, the Tuhu-Tuhu bird was known as a patient, kind, and respectful creature. However, life was not always easy for them. Every time they built a nest and laid their eggs, there was always danger around them. Sometimes their eggs disappeared because of other animals, for example, like snakes. Sometimes their nests were damaged by unexpected events. Even so, the Tuhu-Tuhu birds never became angry. They remained patient and believed that every event had a lesson behind it. Because of their kindness and patience, the Tuhu-Tuhu bird was given a special abilities. They could understand what had happening in the past and what was happening in the present and what would happen in the future. But even with this extraordinary ability, they remain humble and never become arrogant. Far away in another part of the forest, there lived a crow. Unlike the Tuhu-Tuhu bird, the crow was known as a selfish and stubborn bird. One day, the crow became extremely hungry. He flew from one place to another, searching for food, but he couldn't find anything. While searching, the crow saw an old woman walking alone through the forest. The old woman looked very weak and tired. The crow thought to himself, if that old woman dies, I can eat her body and satisfy my hunger. Without thinking about the old woman's conditions, the crow followed her without any hesitations. From a distance, the Tuhu-Tuhu bird saw what the crow was planning. With his special abilities, the Tuhu-Tuhu bird knew that the crow's intention was wrong. The Tuhu-Tuhu bird approached the crow and said, "Dear crow, do not do that. The old woman is not your food. She's only tired and needs help." The crow laughed. "How do you know that? Can you really see the future?" The Tuhu-Tuhu bird calmly replied, "Every creature has its own abilities. What matters is not how great our abilities are, but how we use them." But the crow still did not believe the Tuhu-Tuhu bird. "You can't see the future? Oh my God, don't make me laugh." But the Tuhu-Tuhu bird remained silent. Not long after that, the Tuhu-Tuhu bird saw a young man walking through the forest. The Tuhu-Tuhu bird said to the crow, "Look at that young man and follow him, and you will see what will happen." The crow laughed again. "You know, that's impossible. Just look at him. He looks stronger. He looks strong and healthy. Nothing bad will happen to him." Because he believed he was smarter than the Tuhu-Tuhu bird, then the crow decided to make a challenge. All right. How about we make a bet? If your predictions come true, I will do whatever you ask. The Tuhu-Tuhu bird answered. All right, if I'm right, you must promised to protect the eggs of my descendants. The crow agreed to the promise. The two birds followed the young man. However, not long afterwards, a group of robbers appeared in the forest. The young man tried to fight back, but there were too many robbers. In the end, the young man lost his life. Then the crow became silent. He was shocked because everything the Tuhu-Tuhu bird had predicted came true. With his head lowered, the crow said, I admit that I was wrong. I will keep my promise. From that day on, the crow protected the eggs of the Tuhu-Tuhu bird as a sign that he kept his promise. From the stories of the Tuhu-Tuhu bird and the crow, we can learn that we should never underestimate others just because they seem small. We should never use our abilities to become arrogant. And most importantly, every promise we make must be kept, because kindness, patience, and honesty will always do something good in the end. Thank you very much for listening.